Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minions with me this evening are Tyr,
What up?
Adam,
Hello.
Traveling Exhibit, Ka,
How's it going, everybody?
and as it is a Friday, but not the first Friday of the month, I am, of course, the keeper for this evening, Sanguine. How are all of you doing tonight?
Cold.
Oh, just laughing my ass off at all the bullshit
Mm-hmm.
Yes, cold.
and cold.
I'm enjoying the cold.
That phrase it reminds me of two completely separate stories. One, it's the this old Patrice O'Neill story where he was at a rest stop and he was trying to sleep and some guy knocks on his window and says, "Hey, it's cold out here." And Patrice O'Neill's first thought was, "Well, we'll go inside McDonald's. You know, they're open. You can get yourself a coffee." But then the guy tried to open the door, and Patrice O'Neill's like, "Oh, this guy was trying to meet up and hook up with random people at the fucking truck stop.
Mhm.
It's cold out here." And the other story is, I think it was "Are You Afraid of the Dark" episode where it's like some ghost kid keeps coming around. "I'm cold" and shit.
I
Two
love those.
completely different stories. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
At least you really hope that they're two entirely different stories.
yeah.
The little ghost boy's like, "Oh shit, no, that's bad."
The little ghost boy decided that he was going to turn tricks at the gas station.
Gotta get out of here, kid. I'm working. Shit.
It's cold.
It's cool.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Hmm?
Yes,
That's
my
just
child.
called self-cess.
Por qué?
Jesus fucking Christ would just be self-cessed.
I said yes, my child.
No. Just no. Just no.
What?
Well,
It
the
was
question
funny.
is, does he use the hand holes or...
I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ walks into a bar and says, "Could you put me up for the night?" Handing him 3 nails.
What you were saying?
If you know where that joke is from, you get points, and you're a '90s kid.
Excuse me. Let me continue my.
You were saying, Tyr.
Fuck. Now I forgot. Oh. So have y'all heard about Starfleet Academy, the newest show?
I've heard it's garbage. And
It is garbage.
It again fucks with everything as far as the storyline. I thought it was bad when they just kept on coming up with, what if the entire Federation ran off slavery?
Which makes no fucking sense.
But they kept on trying to do... This is the thing that I find hilarious every fucking time. Because it would be so easy to make it not rely entirely on slavery. Because all you do is you go, it's a post-scarcity world. Well, how is it post-scarcity? Okay, you have dilithium crystals. Okay, so why would people do or work to mine dilithium crystals? Either A, you make it so that it's robots that don't have any sort of sentience or sapience. So it's construction equipment, effectively, mining the crystals by themselves. Or B, you go, oh, that's a good question. Well, we have it so that you don't need to work for food. You don't need to work for shelter. You don't need to work for any of these things. What if we made it so that there's luxury goods still? And you work for luxury goods because that's already kind of built in. There's pleasure planets, effectively, vacation planets, where money's still a thing. So what if the people that mine dilithium crystals got pay so that they could enjoy the pleasure planets and shit like that? Oh yeah, that would work. Boom.
Well, not even that, because the Federation is a is a post-currency society. Like, they don't have currency. So
Nope.
there wouldn't be a need for that. The only people that technically do have currency are the Ferengi because they're fucking Ferengi and they like Latin.
Well, the thing is that they kept on going back and forth with that because, like I said, there were pleasure there were vacation worlds where they had money on vacation worlds. There were the Ferengi, which, they used money constantly because they had the pressed
Gold pressed
plated, gold pressed latinum was their currency. So you have that. But there's ways that you could go, oh, they get XYZ, and that's what makes people go, yeah, I'll do that for that, and be perfectly content. You don't have to go for slavery. Also, one of the really easy things is, well, we made a bunch of comments about how people don't care about money now.
Mm-hmm.
What if that's because the majority of people that we're talking about are in the Federation, and just like in the military, when you're on a Federation ship,
you don't pay for
doesn't
shit.
Really matter because the
You
Federation
can replicate everything, yeah.
covers
They
it.
take care of you. Yeah.
But make it so that outside of the Federation, your bare essentials are covered, like I said. You don't have to worry about food. You don't have to worry about shit like that. But you get some other perk. And it's that other perk that has people willing to work outside of being on a Federation ship.
Mm-hmm. Well, there were characters with legitimate jobs, so they had to be getting some form of currency to work for people. So again, it was there, but the thing I wanted to bring, you said broke canon and lore and shit, and I'm thinking that, all right, so you know what a Jem'Hadar is, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Star Trek Starfleet Academy, there is a half Klingon, half Jem'Hadar female. Now, the concept is, the basis of this story is that there's this thing called the Burn that destroyed all dilithium and all warp travel in the universe. Like, it just fucking nuked it. And there is a, you know that the Jem'Hadar are a clone species. Like, they're all male and they're all fucking clones. But they're also addicted to the white.
Mm-hmm.
Now, white just can't be produced any willy-nilly. Like, they have whole refineries of that shit. You know, that is one of the Dominion's closely guarded secrets, because that's how they keep their soldiers in line. They addicted them to the white. Well, without that shit, they go fucking mad.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Now, it took Voyager. It took Voyager. The conventional travel with basic warp travel would take Voyager 70 years to get home from the Delta Quadrant, just to get home.
Mm-hmm. So I do have.
But
Do they explain how she's a half-breed Jem'Hadar and how she's a half-breed female Jem'Hadar?
Nope. They just said that her father was. We're assuming that her father was a Jem'Hadar and her mother was a Klingon.
Yeah, but the whole thing about the Jem'Hadar was that they're clonal. They're also sterile clonal.
Yeah.
So they need to explain.
Nope, they don't explain
not
that.
Sterile, because if not sterile, why?
They don't, and it makes no fucking sense. And I hate this Baywatch, this essentially One Tree Starfleet that they got going on there, where it's literally hit feelings and hallways in the CW show. It is an insult to the show, insult to the series.
And
it's a fucking travesty.
Made it so that it's not the best of the best becomes Starfleet, because now you can be press
A retard
into Starfleet. Like, U.S. military has a reputation of being very good because it's professional military. But
Yes.
we also do go, in order to kind of get people on the straight and narrow, we will go, you have the choice. You can either serve
Or go to
in
prison.
the military for X amount of time, or you can go to prison for this sentence. And it's a way of repaying a debt to society. It isn't for severe crimes. We don't do it for murder or some shit. We just do it for, like, oh, you were committing vandalism. Okay, that's something that is minor enough that we can do rehabilitation of some sort, and the military becomes the rehabilitation. But that was not the Starfleet way. It would. It's kind of like how you don't have, oh, you committed a crime, so you can be a cybersecurity expert for the military. We don't do that because that is actually, you need to be really fucking good in order to get into cyber for the military. You need to have merit for that. We'll allow you to be a grunt, but we won't have you trained to be an officer right away. We might eventually allow you to become an officer after you prove your worth, but we don't just go, here, we'll send you to Officer Academy.
You gotta prove your merit. You got to prove that you're worth that training.
And Starfleet was always more the Officer Academy.
Oh, not even that. Like O'Brien was an enlistment. Like he wasn't officially an officer. That's why he never had. That's why he was always called chief and not like lieutenant.
Yep.
He was an enlistment. So you have the enlisted and you also have the officer ranks. It's there, but
So you could.
These kids are fucking stupid.
Yeah, they're stupid. There's the one that was a criminal that they decided to give placement in the academy. Which, again, that wouldn't happen with the way that Starfleet Academy has been described. You don't just go, oh, we're going to put criminal in Starfleet Academy. No, you might go, hey, you can become enlisted. You can go and become a red shirt, but you aren't going to be trained as an officer, at least, again, not until such time as you've demonstrated that you have merits that make it so that you would at least potentially be a good officer. And that's the thing that every time that they try to make a new show with this type of shit, they forget that something that fucks up a new part of the lore. Because again, you want to have it be a post-scarcity society? Don't make it based on slavery. Come up with a different reason why it's post-scarcity.
But even then, Sanguine, it is the various choices that make no sense.
Yep.
All right. So somehow this is Picard era. So we'll say maybe 50 years after Picard, somehow the fucking Romulans are a refugee species. Like they're refugees, like, and it makes no fucking sense. They are a stellar empire. They are the rivals of both the Federation and the Klingons. The Klingons have 100 billion planets they come from. So do the fucking Federation, and so does the Romulan Star Empire.
Yep. The only way that you would have to work your ass off to justify that.
And they didn't.
The entire fucking thing. Yeah, they didn't. They went, well, there was one planet or one system that had issues because its star destabilized.
It was the Romulan homeworld destabilized. And I'm thinking the entire time, like, so they just move to another fucking planet within their empire.
Yeah, it gets rid of, 2, 3, maybe 5 Romulan planets?
At the most, yeah.
there's all the others. So you need to have some justification of
And
why.
it
And
also gets worse, Sanguine. Hold on, it gets worse. It gets worse. All right, so the one of the premises of Picard was that they're pissed off at him because he didn't get the Federation didn't send a ship to help. And I'm thinking, again, you're a stellar empire. Your space is littered with ships. You telling me that you couldn't commandeer? Like, okay, we need everybody to bring their starship here and pick up like 50 billion people. All right, so you can have your ship can have 100. All right, you take 100, you take 200, you take as many as you can, and you have shipyards all over your space. You are not a fucking what? Sorry.
I like how we're not even on. I like how we're not on Minions in Space and we're on an entire rant about Star Trek.
I'm sorry, but it just pisses me off because again, if you ever play any strategy games with space, where you're doing with planets and star system and shit, you don't have a single shipyard. You have multiple shipyards throughout your empire because, hey, I need to make a shit ton of ships really fucking fast to fucking protect myself.
Yep.
So and if that one shipyard,
if you're going for the most like economical build method, you at least have one per quadrant.
yes. But you're telling me that everything was concentrated in that one tiny, the Romulan system, like their homeworld system, makes no fucking sense. And
Especially
again,
since they have options. They have things that they could have done in order to make it work. They effectively chose to make it completely non-viable.
and that's the fault of the creator Kurtzman not understanding the material he's trying to adapt. Because he also did the content cussing and like they drop F-bombs like bitch and like this is start. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't used foul language because I'm pretty sure a patak is an asshole or an idiot or a dumb fuck. You know,
7 words you can't say on television.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be using modern slang. They shouldn't be using like fuckers and bitches and gat and shit like that. They should have their own language because again, this is 1,000 years upon 1,000 years into the future. So 2,000 years into the future.
Here.
Yes.
What language would they say? Like, what words could they use to mean that word?
Anything.
Shit, there's the classic sci-fi ones of rather than fuck, you have fark. You have like
what the hell is this?
Yeah, farking is the one that always comes to mind because what sci-fi show was it where rather than saying fuck, it was always farking this, fark that.
or my favorite one is frack.
Or you can use schmeghead. That's a good one. Schmeg.
Schmecklehead.
No, it's from Red Dwarf. Calls somebody schmeghead.
All nerds I know has always used the word frack for some reason.
Yep, because that one is another common words or a common substitute for fuck. But you have frack, you have fark, you have all these different versions that are variations on a theme. They're 4 to 5 letter F words. So everyone knows immediately what they mean, especially the way that people use them in context. But it's something that makes you go, oh, it's not just fuck.
But again, it
is something.
It is the point of you have. This is basic world building. You know, the language evolves over time. You know, again, I use the term a naked name. We all have one. We all have one right now. We all have a naked name because it eventually became nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, people got lazy and stopped calling it a naked name and called it a NECA name, and it became a nickname. And it'll probably become something else in the fucking future.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because the word NECA is a little bit problematic.
No, this is ages ago. This is 14th century type shit. It was
That's what I'm
a
saying.
NECA name. Well, it wasn't problematic back then.
Okay. Not even
No one
even
had any
slavery
problem
wasn't
with you
problematic back then.
going around saying Maneka.
Well, they weren't saying the N word. They were saying a NECA, and even then, this predates America, so the concept of a N word wouldn't exist.
True.
So it wouldn't been problematic. Because it has evolved into nickname. The common usage is nickname.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. Eventually, it'll become something else. Maybe an eka name. I don't know. But the point is, the language evolves over time. Gay. At one point, gay just meant happy. We have a gay old time.
It still does.
Well, no. If I say something is gay, you may go. You may, if you don't know what I'm trying to say by meaning happy, the term for it, you would think, oh, that's gay.
Yeah,
I'm talking about a homosexual.
I know
Or
what
we
you're
would
talking about. I'm
think that
joking
you're
with
talking
you.
about the group with the lowest domestic violence rate.
Yes, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm just saying the way words evolve.
Gay men do have the lowest domestic violence rate.
They do, but
And
I'm
it's not
just
even
saying
close.
Lesbian women have the highest.
they do, and I
it's
can
not
speak
even
for that one.
close.
But I'm just saying, eventually it'll evolve into something else, and you have thousands upon thousands of years to make this evolution. And especially you have multiple fucking species, so you're telling me that there wasn't cross pollination with other words.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I was going to say. One of the ways that you could get different sorts of curse words being used is, for example, Blade Runner. Blade Runner had a fusion of languages. So you had English was the predominant language in the fusion, but there were Chinese words mixed in, Mandarin words mixed in to the lingo of Blade Runner.
Yeah, just like in fucking Firefly.
Yep.
It made sense with their universe because America and China were the ones that colonized the stars.
Yep. So you have the ability to make things interesting, the ability to
God damn it! I fell off a
change
building.
things up.
Ha.
But for some fucking reason, they keep on going back to the same sorts of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep on fucking up the same sorts of ideas in the same fucking way, which is the part that particularly pisses me off. Because, again, how hard is it to just not reinvent slavery?
It's like every story nowadays is like reinventing fascism to mean something completely different. Or
Yes.
Well, the thing is that it's not
they're doing it now.
What they
Ange.
often do
In Hellcat.
is they reinvent things that they think are bad
In Ray.
in groups that they try to portray as good, like purely good. Again, the Federation for decades was every wannabe commies example of a post-scarcity socialist, communist, whatever the fuck you want to call it, utopia. And then they get a chance to write it, and what do? Immediately write in slavery, something that they say they hate. Why the fuck are you writing in the thing that you say you hate? It isn't just that they're trying to define things that they don't like and changing the things that they don't like to make them broader, but they're constantly writing in things that they say that they don't like into things that they're saying, well, this is the idealized version. And they're surprised when people go, "What? Why did you just make slavery again?"
Yeah.
And this,
Honestly, because these people probably don't know anything else, man.
yeah, and that relates to what we were talking about before the show as well, because we mentioned the dumbass shit that, why can't I think? Tampon Tim said.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Who
For
I
something.
believe you were the one who brought it
Oh,
up.
yeah. Oh, Temple. Oh, okay. I was like, wait. Oh, Tim Malls.
Yeah. He said that Minnesota is going to be Fort Sumter. Not realizing what the fuck he's saying. Because if you think about it for a moment, it's dumb as shit for him to say that.
Well, and that's why. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, God.
Well, that's why I brought up that Trump was kind of laughing at it. Like, does he even know what he's saying, or is he just reading something that somebody gave him? And that's the kind of the scary part is he might not know what he's fucking saying and just reading a script because he might be really that dumb.
I'm going to err on the side of he's a fucking retard, and he's just that dumb.
Yeah, like, hey, read this.
Because again, Fort Sumter was, the Democrats got pissed off enough that people that they believed that they had a right to own and use as labor were going to be removed from them. So what they decided to do was they got pissed off enough, they decided to attack the federal government.
And honestly, if you think about it, it really is like they're Fort Sumter. Think about it. They were using, the Dems are using the minority illegal vote to rig elections.
Yep.
And not just that, there's the perennial fucking arguments, which I absolutely hate, and I wish people would call them out every time that they're used, because if you ever hear King Cotton, that should be called out. That should be pointed out every fucking time someone uses King Cotton as an argument. Every time someone uses fucking the mudsill argument, that should be pointed out. Do you guys know King Cotton and the mudsill?
I do not, actually.
So King Cotton and the mudsill were both arguments that were used in order to explain and defend Southern slavery and the righteousness of the Southern cause by senators and various politicians leading up to the Civil War and during the Civil War. Okay. So King Cotton, the most common version of King Cotton that you'll hear is, if we do that, who will do X?
Oh, okay. I've heard of that.
And it comes from
who will
the
grow our crops
argument, which is that the southern states argued that the cotton industry of the South was what made the United States the United States. It's how the United States became wealthy and powerful enough. It was through Southern slavery and Southern cotton production. And if we get rid of slavery, who's going to pick the cotton? We're just going to be shooting ourselves in the foot because we're going to get rid of our own wealth, get rid of our own power, since we're outlawing.
Some people would be okay with that.
That made us what we are. The problem is the cotton industry wasn't what made the U.S. Slavery was a brake on economic development and industrialization. And cotton production quickly returned to pre-war production levels and then beyond pre-war production levels after the war. Okay. So it's a bad argument in all ways, but it was used. The thing that actually made the U.S. wealthy was northern industrialization, which was not paid for by southern cotton. No, it was paid for by The companies that industrialized got more money, so they plowed more money into industrialization, causing them to get more money, so they plowed more money into industrialization and got more money. And they just kept on doing that.
Yep.
King Cotton, insanely flawed argument. But it keeps on being used. We hear it today with, if you get rid of illegal immigrants, who's going to pick our fruit? If we get rid of illegal immigrants, who's going to clean your homes? If you get rid of illegal immigrants, who's going to do XYZ? Insert fucking menial job here.
The Kelly Osbourne defense.
Yep. And it's a bad fucking argument that, again, is coming from the Confederacy. That's where that argument originated. The other one, the MotZ. Have you ever heard the term the MotZ before?
No.
So the MotZ is, again, an argument that was used by Southern representatives in order to justify the continuation of the Confederacy and the founding of the Confederacy. So the senator in question who came up with it was Hammond, if I remember correctly. And Hammond's argument was that the Southern states, with their overt slavery, were more honest and therefore more moral and better than the North, because every society needs a MotZ. What he meant by a MotZ is every society needs someone working disgusting jobs. He took this as everyone needs someone working disgusting jobs for fuck all wages. And at least the South, the owners had a responsibility to take care of their slaves, or were supposed to have a responsibility to take care of their slaves. Whereas in the North, there was no such responsibility for the factory owners. They just paid a wage that you couldn't survive on, and they left it up to the actual workers to figure out how they're going to survive. So because in one they had to support and in the other they didn't, the one where they didn't have to support was the less moral, especially since they were trying to say that they were so good and that they had gotten rid of the MotZ when they hadn't, because the MotZ's always needed.
The thing is that kind of mentality, even after the Civil War, still sprung up during the Industrial Revolution, where what they said, it came true, where the factory workers gave two flying fucks about the employees. And yeah, you can live in this house, but you got to pay. And we're going to raise the rent, even though we're not raising your pay. And if you don't pay it, you're out, and you lose your job.
That happened. And what happened with those companies was they got out competed by the companies that didn't do that.
I mean,
it took a lot of fighting between it. We had airplanes dropping bombs on people, so it wasn't a quick overturn. People still had to struggle with it. But just moving up to what we're doing now, and we're seeing these people fighting to have these people here. And the thing that I don't understand is they say it as if we're bettering their lives, but it's like, no, you're literally allowing these companies to take advantage of people. Why would you want that?
Yeah, the people that believe in that frame of argument, they are arguing that, well, the MotZ should be taken up by this ethnic group. I would argue that yes, it does happen occasionally. What happens is that gets sorted out as time goes, and that the companies that do that, they realize, oh shit, our workers are far less productive than the workers that aren't treated this way. And either they correct course or they lose the ability to compete. This is what happened when the middle class was functionally created. The modern American class. I grew up
middle class.
It's still there to a degree. It's just they've gotten a little bit a little bit craftier with their wording and how they do it, and far too many people are complacent and say, "Well, that's just the way it is," and
Well, with
it's not. It's
what I
we're
was
supposed
getting
to
at
change.
was with the modern American middle class, that functionally came to be during the Gilded Age, towards the end of the Gilded Age. And it came to be because Ford wanted the best factory workers. So what Ford did was he went, well, I'll just poach factory workers from other factories. And I'll do that by paying them more. And other factories, in order to not have their factory workers get poached, had to then pay their factory workers more. And Ford, in order to keep poaching the factory workers and make sure that his workers weren't poached, increase the pay. So it ended up with an arms race, competing for the factory workers. And that's sort of shit that you get when it is open competition. The problem is a lot of industries, we don't really have open competition because what we've done is we've regulated a shit ton of competition out of the market. And no shit,
Which
when you regulate,
done.
yeah, when you regulate a shit ton of competition out of the market, a lot of horrific things that we don't want are made far more permissible by the market because there's no punishment for doing those acts. If you want the better outcome, you have to follow the path that actually works.
Or be a scummy business and run scummy business practices, and adjust legislation to support your scummy. It's a lot more of that than what you think. I think you have a little too blind of faith in the system.
Because
in
the
business.
problem is you can have the scummy
shit.
business that wants to get regulation. If you don't have the people willing to make the regulation for the scummy businesses, it doesn't happen.
Catherine O'Hara just died.
Yeah.
Whereas
Oh, my.
if you have the people that are willing to make that regulation, even without the scummy businesses, those regulations will happen.
Are you paying attention to what's going on, sir? Like, that's exactly what's going on. It's all being called out. I think they're still voting now to see if they're gonna even open it because they can't even decide on what they're gonna spend money on.
Which is
the whole shit's corrupted, man.
what I'm saying. That the problem is the corruption of the government. That is the root issue. Because, again, if you don't have that corruption to begin with, then doesn't matter if you have corrupt businessmen. Those corrupt businessmen, without the corrupt government, get fuck all.
I think we
The corrupt government, even without corrupt businessmen, will still do corrupt shit to benefit themselves.
Yes.
And we'll end up with the
All the
same
time.
situation. We currently have a situation where, yes, we have corrupt businessmen that are working with corrupt government officials to fuck over everyone, not them.
Yep. Also,
It
I think
is
we should have
that.
an audit of every fucking state.
Say again?
I said I think we should have an audit of every fucking state just to see how much corruption and how much
Oh, yeah.
false spending has been happening. Because
Mhm.
we found over $1 billion in Minnesota alone.
We
The
it
other
was
49 states.
Yeah, well, it was just reported that we just lost 15 trillion. Here in Illinois, it was like a couple 8 million that they lost in the audit, and Pritzker was just pretty much like, "Oh yeah, no, I saw the audit."
Yep.
It's like, okay.
And what are you gonna do? What are you fucking gonna do about it?
he's like, I saw it. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's
so
unfortunately the way that a lot of that goes, because unless you have the will to actually deal with the people that are doing corrupt shit, it doesn't do any
and
good.
of course,
just
nobody
to
ever
know
gets
that
arrested for it. Nobody ever gets charged. Nobody
Yeah,
ever gets
you
prosecuted.
need people getting charged, but more importantly than even that, is you need people that are voting for these people to go, that's fucking unacceptable. Because
you think that would happen.
if Pritzker was actually held to account by his constituents, and he knew that doing that meant he wouldn't get any fucking votes, then he wouldn't be so, I did it. Fuck you.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That kind of happened in New York, and he's already like, oh yeah, we have no money and we're gonna have to raise taxes. I think Virginia.
Oh yeah, raise taxes on a have any fucking
Virginia, New York is $10 billion in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yep.
And he's blaming it on fucking
White people.
No, he's blaming it on the previous guy.
Oh, he's blaming Biden.
Ark Adams. No, he's blaming it on Ark Adams.
What?
When it was the policies he Zohan Mamadami voted for when he was a state assemblyman.
Yep.
And I know I said Zohan Mamadami.
You don't mess with the Zohan Mamadami.
Yes, you don't mess with the Zohan Mamadami.
He should have ran with. I think he should have ran with that. That would have been hilarious.
Oh man, he probably would have double hated it.
Even I would have had to kind of want to vote for him at that. It's like he called himself Zohan Mamadami.
I would have laughed my ass off.
That just makes me think of the hot damn bam blam.
Roll back day bam blam.
Yep.
No, don't ruin the song.
Zohan Mamadami bam blam. Zohan Mamadami bam blam.
Zohan Mamadami. Damn it.
Zohan had election Mamadami.
But yeah,
no,
it
has no money.
I stretched it. That was a stretch.
Zohan
I wait for it. I
gotta admit that
I went for it.
It just keeps on happening, and you need to have the people actually hold or withhold their votes from people that are proven to be dishonest shits. Without withholding the vote from people that are proven to be dishonest shits, why would they change?
Here's the question: How do we as people hold our own government responsible if they can just turn around and punish us for any fucked up reason that they want?
I mean, it is
the way that you do that on your personal scale is don't vote for people once they've fucked you over once.
I don't think Zoran is going to be a 2-term mayor. I don't fucking see it.
Encourage others to do the same. That
I don't vote.
You get one bite of the apple. If you do a good job, okay, congratulations, you get more. If you fuck up, and you fuck up big, and you fuck up overtly, no, you don't get another bite of the apple.
No pun intended.
Yeah. It's also one of the things that I've said many times before, the shit or get off the pot mentality when it comes to voting. If you say that you're going to do XYZ, okay.
You better do XYZ.
I want XYZ done, so I'll give you my vote this time. And if you actually try to do XYZ, fantastic. We'll continue to vote for you. If
I also have another problem with that. I also have one problem. How do we hold them accountable while they're still in office for shit that we did not vote them in for to do? How do we do that? That's the real question.
It depends on the area that you live in, what options are available.
Because like, do we get our local people? Do we get our local elected people to actually take charge and do something?
Yep. So you want to vote local. You want to make sure that your local people are actually doing shit that you want. But it depends on what sort of area you're in, what options are available, because there's some areas where you can do a I'm blanking on the term for some reason. It's
A recall.
recall election, yeah. If you can do recall elections, then you do recall elections. And that's a fairly clear fuck you. We're pissed if you get a recall election going. Even if your recall election doesn't get them unseated, it is still a bit of a pucker factor to have had a recall started on.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Gavin Newsom seems okay with it.
Well, Gavin
Yeah.
Newsom's a lame duck.
Gavin
Gavin
Newsom,
Newsom's
the
a
reason
retard.
why he feels content with that is he got a fairly commanding lead in the recall, if I remember correctly. So it ended up inflating his opinion because he's in a state where it's a lot of blue no matter who. So there isn't really going to be any sort of accountability when it comes to that. If you know that regardless of what you do, they're going to vote for you because you
He felt
have
safe.
the right letter next to your name, why wouldn't you do whatever you can in order to personally enrich yourself?
He felt overly safe.
He flew too close to the sun.
And who's trying to piss you off, Angela? Angela said, now you're just trying to piss me off in chat.
Uh-oh.
I do that generally. I don't, it's not really trying. It's just something that kind of happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ugh. How are you
Annoyed the
fucking-
pizza was late. Should have ordered, what was it? Domino's had the Noid, right?
Yeah. Fuck the Noid.
Ooh.
Annoy the Noid.
Annoy the Noid.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I've said many times before that people need to start voting in a shit or get off the pot mentality. Don't just keep on voting for the same person. Yeah, they said that they're going to do X, Y, Z. They've been saying that for the past 2 decades. And in that past 2 decades, they have actually tried to do it a total of 0 times.
Yeah.
So why are we believing that this time is going to be the time when they're actually going to do it? Doesn't seem likely to me. Seems more likely that it's again going to be a situation where they say that they're going to do it and they just don't.
They're going to blow smoke up our ass.
Yep.
Like they always do.
And as long as that seems the likely outcome, don't vote for them. If it's someone new and you don't know whether they're honest or not, okay, give them a vote, see if they're honest. If they are, keep voting for them. If at any point they stop being honest, they stop doing what they say that they're going to do, stop voting for them. And not stop voting for them in a little bit, stop voting for them. Just completely stop. That's the way that you get them to actually pay attention to you. Because by doing that, they know, oh, I actually have to do things for the vote. This is the thing that pisses off black people all the time because
Yeah, they give away their vote far too often.
yeah, you'll have black communities that are going, well, every time that it's an election year, suddenly they give a shit about us. But when it's not an election year, they don't give a shit. Yeah, because you've told them that they don't need to give a shit about you. Because doesn't matter what they do, doesn't matter
You'll
what
still
they
vote
say,
for 'em.
you'll still vote for them.
I'll keep those people voting for the next 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, it's 200.
Yeah, I know.
What people?
LBJ, when the voting
He was
rights-
famous for saying that line.
Well,
Yeah, it
And
wasn't.
it was fucking true.
And it wasn't these people. It was a word that you are no longer allowed to say.
Oh.
I'm not saying it on the Minions.
Yeah.
Or we can't use on minions.
Weren't you guys just saying a word like a little bit ago and it was some like Star Trek slang or some shit?
Oh,
Oh,
niggers. People who annoy you, naggers.
Naggers.
And then Randy gets in trouble on South Park for saying the other word.
He shouldn't have.
Oh, it was funny as hell though. It was that joke was gift wrapped for him at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's still funny.
But yeah, it's
That's good.
something that you just have to actually hold people to account when it comes to your vote. Don't just give away your vote, because if you give away your vote, they don't give a shit. You don't give a shit. Why should they give a shit?
Yep, that's true.
It doesn't matter what party you're in favor of. That should be the way that you vote.
What are you gonna do for me and mine?
It's not even necessarily what are you going to do for me and mine. It is, are you going to actually do the thing that I want you in place to do? If yes, congratulations. You have my vote. If no, why the fuck would I vote for you? Because I'm voting for you for a reason, not just because I want you to be in power. I have a specific thing that I want done. So do the thing if you want my vote.
But here's and here's what I hate. Every single Democrat's like this for some reason. They once they get in power, they start doing all this fraud and all this fucking bullshit, and it just gets ridiculous.
Well, again, it comes down to if you aren't going to be held to account for that. If no one's going to go, well, what the fuck? Then you have the option of, do you stay in office and live frugally because you don't have fantastic wealth, or do you get fantastic wealth and live it up? One way is more enjoyable. And if both ways you still get to keep the power, why wouldn't you go and be corrupt as shit?
Right?
Integrity.
Yeah, but we're talking
Integrity's
politicians.
lost on fucking politicians, my guy.
Yeah.
Well, no. If I'm in a position, my integrity isn't for sale.
Yeah,
Like
if
I need to be able to sleep at night. And I got to look myself in the mirror.
if we're talking moral people, yes. The problem is we're talking politicians. And the vast majority of politicians are not moral people. We should go back to viewing politicians like actors and actors like prostitutes.
Yep.
Well, they are.
Yes, well, that's what they are.
Yep.
Now, I'm so tired of fucking actors and celebrities all mouthing off their fucking grievances about certain people.
Acting
like-
like we should give a damn about what they think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like John Leguizamo, he was like, I want all of the people who support ICE to
unfollow me right now and never watch any of my movies again. I'm like, first of all, John, what kind of fucking movies do you have where you're the main star?
He has
Oh
quite a
yeah,
few.
none.
It's quite a few.
Where he's the main star?
Do you count
Yeah.
him as Luigi?
John
Technically,
Leguizamo.
Technically, he is the main character of that. Like, he is the incited incident for that entire fucking film. Him and Daisy.
Mhm.
Yeah. He was
Like-
he wasn't he the pest?
The past, and he also has technically it was more of an ensemble cast, but he was the one of the main stars in Tu Wong Fu.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, well he wasn't the main actor though.
No.
He wasn't the main draw. But
Which is what I'm
it's quite a
saying.
few-
He's not the
few
main
shows.
cat. He's not the main star.
Go ahead.
I think you're confusing
is-
main as headliner.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Oh
would
no,
be
he's
more
not the
accurate to
headliner.
say he's not the headliner in very
He's never
many
been a
movies.
headliner.
But he
Yeah.
is the main character in quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few. He's the head protagonist. You know, but again, I don't watch.
Angela, that is keeping with my shit or get off the pot mentality. If red or blue doesn't work for you, then yeah, vote for someone else.
And there's the
See
thing though,
if
they'll
they'll
never
do
vote
it.
for anything else.
Yeah, see if they'll do what you want. Because again, it is not a red versus blue thing, me saying everyone should vote with shit or get off the pot mentality. That is a, if you vote, this is the way that I think everyone should vote.
If you want my vote, you what are you going to do for me? I have a 75% rule. I'm never going to agree with 100% of people's policies. It'll never fucking happen. But if I agree with just 75%, if you can get to 75%, you have my vote.
See, for me, it comes down to it's a priority. So if I have priority number one,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're in agreement with priority number one, you don't agree with priority number two, but you agree with priority number three, and then those are the only two that you agree with me, but priority number one and priority number three are high enough up and you agree with them sufficiently that I'm going, okay, yeah, I don't like the rest of your shit, but if you give me priority number one, priority number three, I'm happy.
Now, I've always been sort of center on most things. And every time the left goes further and further left, I'm stuck pushed towards the right where I'm not. That's not my home. My home is not on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been there before.
It's like I refuse to vote a leftist. I will refuse to vote a Democrat. I'm not going to vote for a Republican either. I've never been for that.
See, I get why parties are a thing. They make sense from the party and the candidate position. If I had my ideal situation, it would be you don't have a party listed, and it is you explain your policy, and if you explaining your policy is something that I like, I'll vote for you. If you explaining your policy is something that I go, that's fucking stupid,
Yep.
not voting for you.
But then you got to deal with that shit for the next X number of years.
It is the reason why I couldn't vote Hillary. I did not like her as a politician. I also did not like her platform.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I'm an isolationist. I'm a huge isolationist, but antagonizing Russia is never a good thing.
See, I'm not an isolationist. I think I've made that clear many times.
Fair enough.
I think that there's things that we should get involved in, things we shouldn't get involved in. And to my mind, if getting involved gives us more than not getting involved costs us, we get involved. If getting involved costs us more than not getting involved gives us,
I like how
less than not getting involved gives us, then we shouldn't get involved. It should always come down to which one is the better deal for us.
I love how people are constantly trying to say that, oh, we kidnapped the president of Venezuela. It's like, first of all, he wasn't a president. He was
didn't kidnap any president. We kidnapped the dictator.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we could have done that if Trump was president in 2001. We would have quote unquote the left way kidnapped Saddam Hussein, or not Saddam Hussein, but the people who did the fucking attack on 9/11.
Osama bin Laden.
And we wouldn't have Osama bin Laden, and we wouldn't have been there for 20 fucking years.
Well, that was a fucking.
That was his.
One of my favorite words, a boondoggle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like straight isolationists. Again, to me, it comes down to where's the better benefit. If the better benefit is in getting involved, get involved. If the better benefit is not getting involved, don't get involved. So there's a lot of situations where I would go, oh, the benefit is clearly, at least to me, in getting involved. There's a bunch of situations where I'd go, oh, the benefit is in not getting involved.
The problem I do have one problem with isolationism. When we stay out of situations, a big war breaks out all over the world.
Not my issue.
And I think we should I think we should let them kill each other at this point.
Look, I say this and I will continue to say this. You want my blood and treasure, you join my union.
Which is why I like Trump's idea of having his golden fleet. Well, it's not his golden fleet, it's his
golden dome.
No,
he's talking about the
protection peace room. It's like a $2 billion
the Council of Peace.
Yeah, the Council of Peace.
Which is why I like that. I don't like NATO. I don't like the UN. It's his way of like making a UN but under him.
Yeah, it's the Council of Peace.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think we should get out of the UN.
Buy-in.
I think we should we should be out the UN.
I don't think that we should get out of the UN because we have a permanent veto, and maintaining permanent veto, good deal. I think that we should do less to support the UN because the UN keeps on doing absolutely ridiculous shit. One of the things that drives me crazy is that the UN seems to make it so that it is determined by how ironic something would be whether or not a nation gets a seat.
Yeah, given Saudi Arabia like the Council on Women's Rights. Yeah. Fucking stupid.
Saudi Arabia, the Council of Women's Rights. Somalia has been security several times, and they don't know a fucking thing about security. So no, that shouldn't.
They're all
be
retards.
A thing. Yeah. If it wasn't for them picking people based on the irony of the pick, then I would have less of an issue. But as long as they keep on doing that, yeah, I don't think that we should support them as much as we have historically. Again, I don't want to leave because we have a permanent veto that cannot be removed. keep the veto.
All right, well, all right. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not leave.
Have a good one,
But-
Angela.
How about
Angela.
Night, Angela? Maybe not leave, but like you said, reduce and make these fucks pay for their own shit.
Yeah.
Just because I'm tired of people I don't elect having. to
Oh
say
yeah,
my
Angela.
business.
Angela said that she's over the Democrat Republican stuff. No,
Yep.
there's more than two choices. Yes, there are in the United
Yeah.
States. There are.
That's what I was saying earlier. That yeah, it isn't a Democrat Republican thing when I'm saying do the shit or get off the pot voting. That is anyone shit or get off the pot voting is the way to go. If a third party gives you the better option, go for the third party. If by voting for the third party actually does what you want them to do, then keep voting for that third party so long
fair
as they
enough.
keep doing what you want them to do. But the moment that they stop doing what they want, well, what you want them to do, stop giving them your vote.
I'm over the two-party system.
Yeah, I think everybody is.
And again, like I said, my ideal situation would be you don't have parties listed for candidates. It is just here's the candidate's platform. Do you like the platform? Do you not like the platform? If you like the platform, vote for them. If you don't like the platform, don't vote for them. If you like the platform, but the person has never fucking lived up to it, don't vote for them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I hate the idea of, no, you have to always vote for the lesser of two evils. No, if there's someone who you think is not just the lesser of two evils.
The lesser of two evils will be the third party system.
If there's someone that you think is actually a good choice, not as bad of a choice, vote for the person that you think is a good choice.
You shouldn't have to hold your nose to pick a candidate.
Yep.
Like you shouldn't have to. Again, I'm swallowing my pride and picking this guy because of the two choices I have. He is the lesser of the two evils.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like you said, that shouldn't be how we pick a leader.
That should be the absolute minority of the time when you're stuck with just two options and you're going, okay, I don't like either of these people, but there's one that I fucking hate.
Yeah.
There's a clear person I cannot stand in this.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be that for some reason.
And in those situations, yeah, you can have I'm not voting for this person, I'm voting against the other. But that shouldn't be the majority of elections. That shouldn't be the majority of the time that you're voting. The majority of the time that you're voting, vote for the person that you think will do the best job. Doesn't matter what party, doesn't matter where they're from. That's the way that it should be done, to my mind.
Yep. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, also mentioned before stream, and kind of in a similar vein, what are you guys thinking of the proportional response to that's about to happen, or seems like it might well happen?
For what?
So, do you know what proportional response is in reference to?
Mm-mm.
So, back in the, what was it, 80s? Was it late 80s, early 90s, or was it, let me really double check. It was back a while ago. When... Okay, so it was back in the late 80s, we had Operation Praying Mantis. So Iran at one point decided that they wanted to control the Arabian Gulf.
Oof.
And they started laying down a shit ton of mines in order to keep the U.S. out, because the U.S. kept on doing freedom of movement
U.S. things.
actions. And freedom of movement is there's certain waters that anyone's allowed to travel through as long as they aren't causing any problems. So U.S. was doing a freedom of movement action. And it hit one of the mines. The U.S. ship hit a mine that Iran had planted. It caused severe damage to the ship. Thankfully, that ship had recently been put through a competition of effectively who could handle massive ship-based problems. So pumping the bilge, repairing damage, shit like that. And it had come out in first place. So the ship was able to stop the water pouring in from the damage below waterline from the mine, and was able to get back to a safe port, good to go, but they had damaged one of our ships. So, bit of U.S. history, don't touch our fucking boats. They touched our boat, they got the response for touching our boat. And the response for touching our boat was we went back with
the boat.
We went back with a proportional response. The proportional response in question was we sank about 80% of their... It was 80 to 90% of their navy.
Oh, no. Why would America ever do something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, the humanity.
So the joke is,
touch the boat.
Of course, they don't touch our boats, as well as proportional response. So with everything happening in Iran currently, the U.S. moved a carrier group into the Gulf's waters.
Yep.
And
talking about now.
They sent a response of, we're going to sink your carrier group. And the U.S. responded with, first off, fucking try it. Second off, do you remember the last time that you damaged a ship that was able to limp its way out?
More.
Do you think that if you sank a carrier group, we would show that level of tolerance?
Fucking more. Hit him with everything.
Well, the problem is, they remember that you seen the AI video they put up, like the caskets and the American flag and the boat in the background. But they're having troubles with their own people. So now, imagine this, because I like to think on these levels. You're fighting a war on two fronts. You're fighting attacking America, who is known for target strikes, knowing where your vulnerabilities are, and you're fighting your own people at the same time. This is a war you can't win.
And it's actually worse than fighting a war on two fronts, because functionally you're fighting a war on infinite fronts.
You're right, because at any point your own men could attack, your own people could attack you from any direction, and America can attack you from any fucking point in reality.
Yeah.
Like goddamn fucking targets from hell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just fighting a war on two fronts. It is every vector is a vector of attack from both elements. Your citizenry, they're inside. They can attack you from the inside at any point from the inside. US, yeah, we're pretty much at the fourth dimensional being dipping into the three-dimensional plane. when it comes to military capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, America is fucking the boogeyman in war.
Yes, we are.
Oh yeah,
No,
And-
Tier. We're not the boogeyman. We're the ones who said to kill the boogeyman.
I absolutely love that we're that way. I've said it before. One of my favorite things about American military documents is the number of times in spec documents "at least as" appears in them. And what I mean by this is a good chunk of nations, in fact, most nations, when you look at like the technical documents for, oh, they have a new sort of ship. Oh,
Mhm.
how fast does it move? Well, their ship moves at this speed. Oh, okay. You look at American technical documents, how fast does our new carrier go? At least as fast as this. What do you mean at least as fast as that? I mean it can go at least that fast.
We think
That means it can go faster. At least as fast as this. That's a threat. That is insanely scary.
Welcome to the U.S., motherfucker.
Yep.
Welcome to the rice fields, bitch.
And it is everywhere that happens in U.S. documents. Because how fast does this particular weapon fire? At least as fast as this.
And we always undershoot our capabilities too. We always go under.
Well, that's more of a tactical thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how
It's
fast
like-
can it go? This fast, we think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
it
you
goes
never
about
wanted to
Mach.
know
We
the
go
speed.
Mach 3, but in reality, it goes like Mach 6.
Yep.
Again, you don't want your enemies knowing how capable your shit is.
Yeah. And that's the reason why I love at least as fast as, or at least appearing in all of our documents. The fact that it just is constantly at least. How fast? At least.
Yep.
What does this do? Well, it can at least do this. Fucking everywhere. It's just at least.
Yes, we are terrible.
At least.
At least terrible. We're a little.
Yeah.
We're at least terrible.
It is amazing, and I love that about our nation. The constant use of at least in military documentation.
Ugh.
It is a fantastic thing, and I will never be upset about at least.
So,
Yeah.
Sanguine,
At least you'll never be upset. At least you'll never be upset.
Yep. And you're saying,
Do you think we'll strike Iran this weekend?
It's possible.
yeah, I would say it's rather likely. I'm not going to say for sure because that's a fool's errand. But I will say it seems extremely likely to me.
At least it's likely. I'm just gonna stop now.
Yep.
I mean, again, if we do, it'll, like I said, it'll be a targeted strike to let them know, hey,
You touched our boats. We don't
we were
fucking
just
touch our
aiming.
boats.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we do when we're free aiming. Let's show you what we can do when we're fucking trying.
And we haven't even tried yet. We're just in like prep phase.
We took an El Presidente in 90 minutes.
Yes, we have to take again. We must watch Nux and Nora because we need to take at least one El Presidente every day, once a week, collecting them like fucking Pokemon cards.
See, the thing that I find hilarious is effectively there's two El Presidente collections that are forming. One, it's from them fleeing and one it's from us taking them. Because there's the Russian El Presidente collection, which is there's several world leaders that fled to Russia, and they've just been hiding in Russia. And then there's the U.S. ones where we reached out and touched someone.
We woke him up in the middle. We knocked on his window. Hey,
you coming into work, right?
Hey, can Maduro come out? No, good. We're coming in. He did say you come and get him. I mean,
he did.
We thought that was an invitation. He need to clarify.
Funny. It's like, you really just threatened Trump like that? Come on. You think he's not going to do something?
That's another thing that's going to be rather what's the word I'm looking for?
Interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that they felt froggy enough to say, this time we won't miss.
Yeah. I honestly,
if you feel froggy, don't come on and jump, motherfucker.
I honestly think they'll try it again and they'll just give us an excuse. And if we do that, we'll make it Persia again. So hey.
We will make Panama America again.
Well, Panama already agreed to bend the fucking knee.
That's true.
Panama agreed to bend the knee. We got Venezuela cutting off oil supply to fucking Russia and China. So their war machine is fucked. Like without Venezuelan oil, their war machine is completely.
Well, the thing is that Russia didn't really need Venezuelan oil. What Russia needed was it needed the cover of selling Venezuelan oil in order to sell Russian oil.
Oh, makes sense. Now and plus now we got the Greenland as a satellite state, which fucking welcome Greenland to our union. We have punch and cookies. I will learn your language to further promote peace between the two of us. I can't wait.
That's the thing, that it was the I'm blanking on what I was about to say, and it's driving me crazy now. Because I had it, I lost it, I had it, and then I lost it.
It happens.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah, that son of a bitch. I hate when that happens. It was something that was based on what you had just said, Tyr.
Greenland?
No, before Greenland.
We have Venezuela. We got Venezuela, Greenland.
Oh yeah, so it's
Monroe Doctrine.
Russia didn't need Venezuela in order to get Venezuelan oil, because Venezuelan oil is really low grade oil currently. It needs a hell of a lot of processing. In fact, that's where a lot of U.S. processing capability came from. We had a shit ton of plants that were made to process Venezuelan heavy crude.
President Madudu.
Turn it useful. Then Venezuela decided to bitch out on our agreements, so we went from Venezuelan crude to dealing with Canadian crude and processing a shit ton of Canadian crude, because their oil was also, a lot of their oil sand oil, also very heavy crude, low quality oil, but there's a fuck ton of it. So we were processing it. And due to that, Russia didn't need them for their oil supply, because Russia has a fuck ton of petrol as well.
Not until we're done with it.
They needed it for was being able to move their oil. Same thing with the oil that they moved from Iran. It wasn't so much that they needed it. Most of the oil that Iran sold was going to China rather than Russia. But Russia needed the ability to move its oil through Iran as effectively oil laundering their oil in order to have it not be blocked by international sanctions. So that's where that came in. It wasn't the need of their oil for their war machine. It was the need of moving oil through them for their war machine, because that was the only way to get tankers to actually carry their shit.
Interesting.
And getting rid of Venezuela, so they can't use Venezuela in order to launder their oil. They can't use, or if we do take out Iran, which hopefully we do, they can't use Iran to take out their, or to launder their oil either. So that hinders them. Also massively hinders China, because China bought Venezuelan oil, even though it was extremely crude oil. It's still oil. And it bought Iranian oil. So it'll end up robbing China of two of its major oil producers if we get Iran as well.
I hope we get Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we should start a collection of El Presidentes and leadership.
We're collecting presidents like Pokemon cards at this point.
That's what I said. Yeah. Like we should start trading them. Like I'll trade you a rare shiny Maduro for your rare shiny Khomeini.
Mm-hmm.
I'll even throw in a Keir Starmer, a rare shiny Keir Starmer.
Oh, you have an Assad? You must have been collecting from ages ago.
Yeah. Like, come on, you trade. To quote Batman, Keir Starmer's a wanker.
South America gets involved, they suddenly pull out a Hitler, and everyone's just like, what the fuck?
Whoa! just like what? What you got? Y'all can't beat that one.
The immortal Hitler came back.
Yeah, it's a
Came
signed
back
collector's
the very
edition.
next day.
Yeah. You have a signed. You have a officially signed Hitler, limited edition, only one ever printed.
Yep, it's a super rare.
Whoa. We're assholes. Thank you.
Yes, we are.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
group
just
of assholes on
reminded
the
me. Did
internet.
you? I know Tyr probably did, but did the rest of you hear about the bullshit that English media has been doing recently?
Elaborate. Oh, you talking about Emily?
Yeah,
Not that bit. We talked about that last week. I'm talking about the way that they've been rewriting the Holocaust.
Oh yeah. Like they're saying some people died, or people where people were killed.
Some things happen somewhere.
Pretty much that's what they fucking said. Something happened somewhere instead of XYZ Jewish. They're trying to rewrite history, and look. All right,
They've been doing that for a while now.
Don't get me wrong. I understand the those that don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. There it is.
Yep.
What they're
Isn't that a
effectively
Lincoln
doing
quote?
is they're slashing the total number of deaths from the Holocaust, because they're using just the Jewish number and saying that it's the 6 million people died in the Holocaust. When no, that was 6 million Jews, with substantially more dying overall because the Jews were part of the death toll. They weren't.
Wow.
Shit. What about the people that died in battles?
Well, that doesn't count as Holocaust deaths. Those would be war deaths. But there were, for instance, as part of the camp system that was responsible for the Holocaust, you had, I think it was like 3 million Slavic and Soviet POWs. So you had 6 million Jews, you had 3 million Slav and Soviet POWs, you had hundreds of thousands of Romani, you had hundreds of thousands of people with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So they're cutting the total dead by trying to phrase it as just 6 million people. They're cutting
trying to put that bullshit on. Okay.
by about half. Because if they wanted to do the number of people that died, it would be about 11 million people.
Look,
If you're
I'll put it
talking
to you
about
like this.
just the Jews, then yes, 6 million Jews died. That works for the number of Jews. But if you're talking about people, not just the Jews, but people in general, saying 6 million people died, by the rules that they've set up, which is if you contradict the official counts, then you are a Holocaust denier, which I'm not saying isn't a valid way of talking about what Holocaust denial means. In fact, I think that if you doubt the confirmed numbers, and if you try to undersell the confirmed numbers and pull the, well, how could they really kill that many people? Yeah, it's
All right,
Holocaust
I want to say something. Since of all of us here, I was there. Now, as a young lich, you know, Hitler was a good. Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot.
You forgot which side of the aisle he was on.
Yeah, you know what? Forget that. I wasn't there at all. You did not see Baron von Tierenstein. No, that wasn't. Nope.
So that was you.
As a young lich of color.
As a young lich, I did some things I'm kind of proud of. Some things I'm very proud of, and some things I'm ultra proud of. And I think joining the Allies at the end of the war with my abilities was one of my better things. Yes, I joined them. Got away from those trials scot-free.
Turns out for a bit, Tyr was a devotee of Louis Farrakhan.
No, Tyr was actually the one who started World War One. He shot Archduke Ferdinand.
I didn't. I was not there that day. I was asleep, and I can prove it. Look, the official. I can. The officials. The thing. The guy went to a cafe, and he seen. That's how he seen it. You know, he gave up. See, if you know anything about me, I don't do cafes.
So what you're saying is you had the first shot, but you didn't. You missed.
I wasn't there that day. I was not involved in that incident in that particular time frame in that period of history. I will not disclose where I was at the time, but I was not there. And you can't prove I was there.
Fun.
Nope. I refuse to acknowledge it. Nope. I was not. That wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
That was some other lich. It was
Pelosi.
Pelosi was there. That was Pelosi.
But
yeah, you trying to make her part of your race?
She is. She's a lich. I told y'all this before.
Saying 6 million people rather than 6 million Jews, they're cutting the total Holocaust death toll by about half.
But
They
again,
could say 11
right.
million people, and that would be accurate. They could say 6 million Jews, and that would be accurate. 6 million people, not accurate.
But see, the problem with this Sanguine is the fact that they're doing this at all. Honestly,
Yep.
We're also in a weird era that there are way too many people that are against Jews nowadays to make Hitler actually blush.
Oh yeah, one of the funniest ones was apparently people on the far left are currently saying that ICE are Israelis.
oh,
Oh, that's a good one.
Candace. So wait, hold on. So Candace Owens somehow convinced them that the Jews did ICE. I'm not seeing this one, Sanguine.
So they're
Candace
saying
Owens has
that
fucking lost it.
ICE is only able to do what ICE is doing because of the Jews, because they're using technology that is also used by the Jews.
So they're using Jewish magic. Got it.
So they're using Jewish technology.
They're using his Jufu. Jiu-jitsu.
And so the Jews are to blame for ICE.
No. All right, this is what they're using. They're using the Death Star of David. It's in high orbit.
Oh, the funniest part about it is, do you know one of the people that came out and went, "What the fuck are you talking
Nick
about?"
Fuentes.
Yeah.
I knew that. Like, yeah, I've been hearing about that shit, and Hassan is blaming him.
Anti-Semite
Yes.
came out going, "What the fuck are you saying? ICE are the Jews?" Fuck
Like
you.
like he goes, I fucking hate the Jews, but like this isn't this. They're doing their fucking job. This has nothing to do with that.
Damn. Candace Owens has. I used to like her, and I think I said this before, but I used to like Candace Owens. Now she's.
And then she went mad.
And she's fucking insane.
Well, used to not like her, then you liked her, then you not liked her again. Because
No.
I doubt that you liked her during social autopsy days.
I'm put to you like this. I didn't like her at all, but I was willing to hear her out because honestly, our side, quote unquote, doesn't purity test.
Mm-hmm.
If you say you're on our side, then we'll take you at your word, and we'll welcome you with open arms until you prove that you aren't on our side, and then we'll kick her ass out again. And she came and we welcomed her, and then she went way too far on the other end of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
She went full too far right.
Yeah, she started going down the rap. Like, I like some of the shit she did, like exposing BLM and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Hands
That was when I started to like her.
Hands down, I'm not gonna credit where credit's due. It was totally a good thing she did that. However, she went fucking nuts. And went down one too many rabbit holes. She looked into the abyss and it stared back at her. And now she's fucking crazy.
I do have to agree with Blizza. She does kind of look like she'll bob at someone.
She does look like she'll bob at someone. And I'm
What does that
pretty sure
mean?
Her husband
Lorena
Cut her dick off.
Bobbitt
Oh,
cut her husband's dick off.
Yeah. I dislike how she's trying to grift off of Charlie Kirk's death.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
And
She's also misquoting him at every given turn.
Yep.
I'll put it to you like this. I don't know the full details of what happened. The only people that honestly know those full details are Charlie Kirk himself,
His wife.
Tyler, his wife, Tyler Robinson, and God. Now, all we can do is piece together what happened. We'll never know 100%. Like, all we can do is piece that shit together. Maybe there was a second shooter on the grassy knoll. I don't fucking know. But given the totality of the evidence, it looks like Tyler Robinson did it, and he did it because he had a gay trans lover. Or
Yep.
yeah.
And he was radicalized into thinking that he was a
That he's
threat to
going
the
after
nation.
the.
Yeah, he and that's what it is. Now, I'm not saying just because she doesn't grieve the way you want her to grieve is if she doesn't want to cry in front, or she doesn't want to show the being the weak widow, the weeping widow. That's okay. She's allowed to grieve however she wants. If she wants to have that creepy ass angry stare at people because I'm tired of you fucks coming at me because of my husband, I'm not grieving like y'all want me to grieve. I'm all right.
I keep saying that too.
When my mom died, I cried once. And then every so often I would cry when I was alone. I didn't cry in public. I tried not to cry around other people. And people said I wasn't grieving. I was. I just didn't show you fucks.
I'm a firm believer of if someone wants to make you cry, you don't give them the satisfaction.
Yes.
Yep.
They took her husband from her.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to see her break.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted him dead. They want her dead, most likely. In
They
fact,
want
there
their
are
kids
several
dead.
people saying that they wanted her dead. They wanted their kids dead. So her going, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of seeing me broken. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Yeah. Now, if it should come out like through, if I'm not saying it is impossible that she had some involvement in his death. Not impossible, it's just improbable.
Yeah.
Again, given the totality of the evidence that we have the weapon, we have the killer, we have footage of him dropping down, we have everything that lines up with all the evidence is pointing to these conclusions that most of us have, and it's the Jews. Jews killed Charlie Kirk because he wasn't pro-Israel enough.
Yeah,
and somehow she was involved in it.
Yep.
And I love how. What?
I was gonna say what annoys me about the whole situation is why isn't there like people are so adamant that she was involved with it or that there was some other conspiracy out there. Why aren't they opening a true investigation on that? Or they're just throwing conspiracies out there because it's clicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just clicks, and it gets even worse because you got shit like, oh well, I think she announced like she was pregnant. Oh well, he died at this point. She can't be this far along. Like in vitro fertilization. I don't know. Maybe she had some eggs. So, they decided to hold off. Fertilize some eggs, and she just had them implanted. I love how they constantly saying that JD is the real father of the baby, or like she cheating with JD Vance.
I hate that conspiracy because these people do not know how pregnancy works. First of all, we're gonna say that flat out. They missed that part of sex ed class because we all know that it takes about 4 to 5 weeks to know if you're pregnant or not. Typically, that's a rough estimate. You don't really know until after you've had your first period. Of the year.
You missed your first
of
period
the month. Yeah. Some people have late ones. That's also notable. We don't know the specifics of that. However, if we track the timeline to when she revealed that information, it was a couple of weeks when Charlie Kirk was still alive. That could have been done right there. That's easy. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
These people are fucking retarded.
But you have shit like that. It's fucking annoying. It's not productive. You claim you was his friend and you're doing this. If you honestly believe there was ulterior motives as his friend, you wouldn't be putting that shit out on the internet. You'd be actually trying to figure that shit out. God forbid something happened to one of you guys, and if I honestly believe that, say. Not using you as an example because I'm trying to wish ill on you, Critical. But say Critical got offed by somebody. No, I believe Sang was involved, and I got all this circumstantial evidence that Sang was talking to him on the phone that night, and Sang may have said, I can't stand your ass, and I want to gut you. It doesn't mean that Sang did it or Sang was involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I
that
honestly
happens all the fucking time.
Yeah. No.
Because we're a murderous species. We are
Yeah.
a species that kills each other. And I'm going to use black people as an example here.
Quite
They
often.
will kill each other over just being called a bitch. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There are people out there.
Who you call him bitch?
Yeah, exactly my point. Like, people will kill each other over the littlest fucking thing. And there are people who will get from years ago who would say that this person wanted me dead, but they have nothing to do with me 10 years later.
I haven't spoken to him in ever.
Yeah.
Who? I haven't talked. Critical. I haven't spoken to Critical in years. Yeah, I was pissed at him, but I totally forgot why we was fucking fighting.
Mm-hmm.
How's he
And that
doing?
happens a lot,
Holy
too.
shit! You mean he's gone? Really? Oh fuck! Didn't know. My condolences. He was a dick,
Yeah.
but my condolences.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, people are fucking stupid, man.
Again, it's all for clicks. She wants the sensational. She is trying to claw back into relevancy, and I honestly believe that shit with Macron's wife is really fucking with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit with
Candace, she's lost all respect for me from if she had any at all.
the shit with Macron's wife. Honestly, to be honest with you, I think she's a man. She looks like a fucking man. I know she's fucking ancient.
Well, Macron's wife was his high school teacher.
Yeah, and he had to be somewhere in his fucking 50s. She's ancient. So, but it is what it is. In the grand scheme of things, I'm not bothered by it. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm not French.
Yes, we know you hate the French tier.
And that's why I joined. The
That's why you shot Archduke Ferdinand.
I didn't shoot him, but I did go to France because I was told there'd be plenty of experimentation subjects that I could just have.
He went to the first joinkening.
So. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. My hate for the French stemmed from Napoleon. That bastard owed me 30 francs.
Do you mean the currency or the people?
People.
Both. He owed him money and people.
Tira.
That just reminded me of something. And there is a connection because Napoleon reinstated slavery in France, and another nation just recently reinstated slavery.
Yeah.
Afghanistan.
Oh, figures.
Fucking course.
Of course, the Middle East did reinstate slavery. Why wouldn't they?
Yep.
It's their bread and butter.
Yep.
I thought their bread was a silly little flatbread.
I don't know, but if it's true, it's true.
What, the flatbread?
Mm-hmm.
The flatbread's pretty tasty.
I do
Yes,
like
it is.
flatbread.
Well, now you can get a couple of slaves to make it for you.
You're right. I might have to go over there to Afghanistan and just acquire a few people. I mean, I have some shit I need to do around the house, and I want to get back to experimentation. I mean, it's no Third Reich, no French people. Man. Can't win them all.
Mm-hmm.
So, is
Can't
there an
win 'em all.
exchange rate? For 30 francs, you get how many Afghanistan slaves?
Afghanis.
I think it's a 3-to-1 conversion.
No.
Wow, 3 to 1.
3, 1.5.
Somewhere around that. You know. I'm not trying to do the exact math.
Because if I want a slave, I want one in a wheelchair.
Why?
Just because.
I'm not cruel.
I want a diverse
Oh,
group
not
of
cruel.
slaves.
You just want it so that when you free them, you can say that you just freed wheelies.
Release.
Adam, you're far more of a monster than I gave you credit for. I congratulate you, good sir.
It's always
you
the
are a
quiet
credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally is always the quiet ones. You are a credit to your race. I would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Okay.
Have you thought about lichdom?
Lichdom.
Yeah, have you thought about it?
Not really.
I'm telling you, it does wonders for your personality. It frees you. It is so liberating of the soul.
Have you accepted
soul?
Nagash as your Lord and Savior?
Did you say your gash?
Yes,
No, Nagash. Like
Did you
again,
accept your gash as my lord and
no,
What?
Nagash.
Yeah, I got a rash.
I'm sorry. I was
Nagash,
just
the
like,
Lord of the Dead in Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
I seriously thought he said his gash.
Again, if you accept lichdom into your heart and liberate your soul, you will find morals. They really don't apply to you. Good, evil, it's all shades of gray.
That's mainly because you're colorblind.
That's true too. You know, maybe I'll heal a village. Maybe I'll unleash a plague on another. Maybe I'll make those two meet and they'll cure each other. I don't know. You know.
What about making cinnamon bread?
Huh?
Making cinnamon bread.
You can do that too. You know, you could be the immortal lich baker.
Cool.
Well, see,
Can I be in a wheelchair?
I don't know why you would want to, but you can.
A lich in a wheelchair.
That bakes.
I don't know why that's funny as hell to me.
I mean, why not just body? You know, just body hop into a handicapped person and then hop out.
No, this is going to be a Hanna-Barbera wheelchair where he has a face and he says goofy one-liners every now and then.
Why not just get a battle chair? Well, hold on, no, why even do that? Why don't you don't have to be quote unquote handicapped? You can walk, but you just could make yourself a battle chair. You know, skeleton bones. You know, animate some skeletons, make them form into a chariot or something. Spruce it up.
I like a wheelchair.
No, the wheels are actually they're just hands that keep moving. You know.
Why hands? Make it feet.
No, I'm evil. I don't want to. I want to use feet. I want to use hands.
I can't cast spells when I'm wheeling myself around.
That's why you got a living. You got an undead chair that does the moving for you.
And Tyr, no, what you do is you make it so that the feet are the wheels, the hands are the chair.
Ah, I didn't think about that one.
That way it can goose you whenever you want it to.
Oh God.
It's the thuggish ruggish bomb.
That's what you call your wheelchair. Thuggish rugged bones.
I'm sorry, that's a really good song though.
It is.
Yeah.
But I
Both
did
does
just
in
notice
harmony.
the time, and it is getting to the point
Oh,
where
crap.
Tyr normally has to bow out.
Oh,
Yes.
So, shall we go around the horn for parting words?
sure.
If you're passionate about Sanguine, devour him. Don't let Sanguine devour you.
If I hunger, you have no choice in the matter. I shall feast.
Beast.
Yes.
Oh, and I will be taking over for Sanguine next Friday.
Yep.
So, Minions in Space, the 6th.
Next up, Adam.
I love y'all and God bless.
And let's go, Ka.
I will be streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yay.
Okay. Do you have any parting words to add in addition to the show?
Don't do stupid shit and vote the way you want.
Good advice. And I'll leave off with luck and victory are fickle sluts ready to belong to any that sees them. And with that, have a good night, all. The zoo is closed.
Night.
This is when you say
Okay.
goodnight. Call.
Huh?
Say goodnight to the fine people.
Oh, good night, all. I thought you had
There
already
we go.
closed down now.
Nope,
Yeah.
now I click this and it takes a second. So suck
Suck
it!
it!